Hey, how's it going? You know me as Meta. Today we're recording more of the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. To just getting off work, keep back and relax. I got a lot on my mind today. So we're starting off, as you can see, we got a little bit of a new format going on. We're starting off with a little bit of a close up on my base cam. I thought this would be a nice way to get things going. And I've been enjoying the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog so far. Yeah, after that first episode, I guess I haven't really played much more. That was just a little test to see if I would like recording, if it would feel substantially different to my normal streams, the normal videos. And I really liked it, I gotta say. So we're back for more. We're starting off, and let's just get to the gameplay. Here we are. So we're gonna hit continue. Why is it not being captured? There we go. There we go. So we're resuming from the saloon. Alright, we're gonna talk Tails first. Does he like to nap? Is that a Sonic thing? I can't name outside of Sonic Boom many scenarios where Sonic takes naps. I gotta say, it's not the most usual aspect of his character. It's not exactly what I think many associate with Sonic. I think he's more seen as like an energetic kind of guy. If I had to guess, how people perceive the Hedgehog. I need more evidence. Can I tag along with you? Daniel say I gotta watch after everyone. That's valid. He has reasons. Honestly, though, what happened to that arcade cabinet? I'm sure that's gonna be a clue. Honestly, though, I think that as cute as this game is, I'm struggling to see how it maintained so much focus from the internet for so long, honestly. It feels like the gimmick is kind of starting to wear off already, and we're just over half an hour into it. But I don't know. Maybe it'll pique my interest again. We are still playing it, and I'm still finding it kind of cute. The idea of Knuckles doing I don't know. Speaking of Knuckles talking, honestly, I feel like my favorite voice for Knuckles has been Idris Elba. A lot of people criticize Idris Elba's voice to sound a little bit too old for the character, but I always thought that was sort of part of the joke. It's like he's supposed to be relatively to a human, like a child, but he has this deep, clearly older voice. But speaking on that too, I just like the voice Idris gives him. He feels more weathered. He feels more like a warrior than usual, other than he's kind of a knuckle-headed jock, which is not really the depiction of Knuckles I tend to enjoy. I tend to prefer to the sort of foreign man in a foreign land view of Knuckles, where he isn't stupid. He's just unfamiliar with cultures because he spent so much time isolated, And I feel like we don't really get a lot of that out of Knuckles anywhere outside the Sonic movie, which is one of the things I like about the movies. I wasn't huge on the movies so far. I haven't seen the third one yet. I haven't heard anything about it, which kind of leads me to believe it's a little underwhelming. But I'm probably still going to see it if it comes to streaming. I'm not going to see it before then, but when it hits streaming, I'm going to be all over that. I don't really like theaters. I'm not a big fan of being in movie theaters. I usually wait for things to come to streaming, just like I'm waiting for Joker 2. I'm betting this is a clue. Now, Super Monkey Ball is a reference to another Sega franchise, if you weren't already aware of such topics. Excuse me? Do we just pick up the arcade machine and put it in our pockets? We're just hauling this around with us now? Is that what's going on here? Is that what you're leading me to believe? We're just carrying this with us? Alright, I guess we got that in our backpack. What was that? What the fuck was I saying? A breathtaking view. Did I already click on garbage? I already clicked on garbage. I like your hat. No promises. No, I fight you. I don't know why you're so angry though. I don't know if I'd normally characterize Knuckles as angry. Like, stubborn, absolutely. Egotistical, yeah. But like, it doesn't seem like the kind of guy who's always looking for a fight. I question this characterization greatly. I disagree with the way Sega is portraying the Echidna. The train's gonna be the murderer, isn't it? Yeah, you're off your little for our job, let's be real. I would have preferred if they characterized Knuckles more as like, you know, I always like the perception of Knuckles as trying to be gentle but not knowing his own strength, I gotta say. Like that same kind of knuckleheadedness with the foreign land and the foreign land aspects. Like that's what I enjoy out of my Knuckles. Hey, come on, Ned. You're not a butler. Tell him that. Nah. Dang it. Yeah, I like Kale's. I like Tails' characterization so far. I feel like it's been pretty strong. I like how they're focusing on like the intelligence aspect of them. I mean, I've clicked just about everything in the goddamn room, but I don't know what else you want me to click on. Ah. Never mind. Amy must have locked some doors. She's continuing her suspect behaviors. That's that Knuckles guy. I didn't know we were such fashionistas. And I didn't know we were judging the appropriate makeup colors echidnas over here. Okay, so Omu Chow is apparently a criminal. That's good to know. That's good information. Start interrogation or touch buzzer. So it doesn't matter which one we choose first, or we're always gonna come to conclusions on that. Or we're always gonna land in right places if you just complete the mini games. I'm kind of curious. We have evidence too. We do. So Phoenix, right? We are not. Good to know. Mirage Express dining menu. I don't think that's evidence. I think this makes for the more compelling evidence. You think I touched it? I don't know. The fact that you like punching shit, and the fact that you were already threatening my life with violence, I would say makes a compelling case that you punched it. Alright, now we're getting into timings. The minigame isn't as easy as it once was. And I did miss coins a lot more there. So it looks like difficulty will be increasing. That's good to see. I like that. The game will be getting tougher to extents. How do we know this about him? We don't know. This is something we know for facts. You know, I could see Knuckles is getting the urge to punch things. I imagine he has aggressions to let out at times. I could see that. Better distract Knuckles while I fix Super Monkey Ball. Why do we have to distract him for such purposes? Oh, we can get it. All right. For some reason, Oh, we just get to keep trying. I thought the one was going to be done. I wonder if we have like a certain amount of attempts, or if we just keep doing this. I do like this little part of the game. I think it's fun. I think it's charming. That's like the main way I can. Oh fuck. It's like my main descriptor for this game. I think charming. Okay, arrow keys feels a little better. I'm gonna do arrow keys from now on. All right. That went a lot better. I think arrow keys is the way to go. At least for my setup. This feels a little more natural. The arcade machine is fixed. That was something massive. It's Vector. He's supposed to be in the library car. So Vector murdered Sonic so he couldn't beat his Super Monkey Ball scores, is what I'm gathering from that. I think that's the theory. The train conductor is also still the criminal. They're in cahoots. That's what I think. They're in cahoots. To make Vector win at Mystery Night. Alright, let's go. Are we thinking about whether or not Vector is a massive ego now? I think that's what Knuckles said. I wasn't paying attention. I'm short. And obviously I have figured out that is reminiscent to the special stages in older Sonic games. Like I'm hip to this knowledge. I'm aware of this. Uh-oh. I'm taking a lot of damage I don't need to be taking. No. Yeah, you could just keep trying. Alright. So this is casual gaming. That's nice. That's what I imagined this was gonna be. There we go. Now I'm getting timing down. And now I made it with 40. I do like how the little controls icon is arrow keys and the space bar. I think that's nice. Get off my screen. And it proves that Vector is here with Knuckles. This is the only piece of evidence I have. I thought it was strange while you were supposed to be participating in murder mystery and birth party. You and Vector enjoyed some drinks. They say Vector popped in at the top of the hour waiting to play the arcade machine with me. We went back and forth trying to figure out the game. Does that mean Vector wears lipstick? Does Vector wear lipstick? I thought that was going to be like Rouge. Yeah. Okay, so they're continuing the will they won't they with Knuckles and Rouge, which always felt a little weird to me because like Knuckles is characterized as like I think Knuckles is supposed to be like the younger of like the main cast. But Rouge is like canonically an adult character, isn't she? That feels a little strange. Not that it matters. They're fictional animals, but still, it's odd. It's weird vibes. It is weird vibes indeed. But no, I guess it's neither here nor there. The Sonic fandom will make what they will of it. Vector. Toast, apple, bread, wholesome bagel, candy. So these two aren't the odd ones. Ultim? Yeah, there we go. Why would Shadow be tagging? Why wouldn't you just call himself Shadow? Vector and I are struggling with the game so much, and Shadow dropped by, so Shadow was here too. He taught us the game that it was first used the name of the scoreboard. Vector and I fought to beat Shadow's score. They're both very annoying. You all immediately had to compete, huh? Yeah, that's how these characters usually work out. I feel like it's honestly kind of kind of overused characterizations in these games for prideful egotists. Like, not that it's unentertaining, it is, but I feel like too many Sonic characters are like that. I'd like to see some more emotionally secure Sonic characters, if anything. I'd like to see some that have, you know, more stable self-images. I think that'd be a nice change to the paces. You know, that's just my personal opinions. More information than I expected to get, but as soon as you can move on. As of right now, I believe Restore and Knuckles will only know for sure when we confirm things is back. Fair enough, libraries. And I think this game is winning me back a little bit. You know, the charm is, the charm rubs off when you stop playing it, but when you keep playing it, the charm just comes back to you, I think. I think that's what's going on. Can we, like, leave now? So we're doing the cowboy thing. All right, we're done here. We got it. I like Tails in the Sherlock outfit too. That's cute. Tails is honestly always pretty cute. But I think the outfit helps. Hang in there. There's a little shower. Get the conductor and a nice suit. All this stuff getting heavy. I'll dump it. I don't need to. Yeah, I'd imagine hugging. I'd imagine lugging around a giant fucking arcade cabinet would get a little exhausting. I'm headed out. Been fabulously helpful. Alrighty, before you go, Espio, I wanted to give you your presents. My presents. Alright. This tip is too juicy to ignore. I'll see you around. Don't worry, Sonic. I'll be the one to avenge you, and quick. How are you gonna leave? The door of the next car is locked. Right. Is that how murder mysteries work? Does whoever's hosting the party just get to do whatever the fuck they want? I mean, I imagine they're the host, but like, it feels like that'd make the situations less fun, if you're asking me. That feels like it would kill some of the enjoyment. I'm just making sure things go well. Here to ask when one's hungry. Maybe kills. Yeah, I'm the butcher. I'm licensed to handle raw meat. Are you referring to Sonic as raw meat? Are you gonna cook up some delicious hedgehog fillets? Is that what I'm to understand right now? Teardrops to the spring. Can't hear me sing. La 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 dee dee dee. What was that? I have more if you like. Alright, we don't need to hear more of his poetry. I guess you need to murder people for a living. It's kind of hard to be poetic. I can understand such struggles. Like, I can relate to that. I gotta say, I've never been a fan of the Chaotix. I've always figured them, like, in a series full of gimmicks, they're among the most gimmicky. I mean, you can see Charmy B's not even getting representation in this, and honestly, I can respect that. I wouldn't want Charmy B representation in this one. I think he might be a little too young for a murder mystery, and I also think he sucks and is a boring character. Like, honestly, I don't even find him annoying. I just find him kinda boring. I think he's tiresome to have around. So I'm guessing that they're trying to red herring Shadow as the murderer. That seems to be situations. I'm guessing they want us to think Shadow's the murderer, but he isn't. I'm setting my sights on Rouge. Like, in these kind of stories, it usually doesn't end up being the first person to come across. That's too obvious. And it never ends up being the one acting the most suspicious, because they're the ones that they're trying to mislead you with. I'm locking in my guess as Rouge. I feel like they're gonna make it her. Your ally seems solid enough. We should be searching some clues. What we're looking for is any evidence that proves what they're saying is true. We need to confirm Vector's reason for leaving his post and determine if Espio was accessing the library card reading. That's all I ask, but we can do it. Alright, so it's, you know, standard deduction. Yeah, let's go with this. So many books to the ground. I wish we had time to pick them all up. Sadly, I have no interest in picking up these books. A lot of these knocked over by the train speeding up, but Rouge pulled a lot of these out searching for something. The reckless behavior. Alright, so there's some kind of valuable thing on this train she's trying to steal. That is Rouge's characterization, so I imagine that is what's happening. I mean, I was a little sad. I feel like this is a joke that's gonna... is that unconventional? I feel like that's standard practices. I feel like the garbage is a common place for things to be discarded. Brochures, your travel destinations here, like amusement parks, caverns, hotels, restaurants. Let's take this brochure about a cave too. There's some stalactites. I share that fondness for caves. I'm a cave enthusiast. I think rocks are interesting. You can't really see them on my shelf over there, but I got some nice rocks. Me wants to take a nap personally. I'm a fan of naps. Anyone who watches my streams probably knows I'm fond of naps. I usually take one before work. You know, I do work night shifts, so it's good to get some sleep in before I go. I also walk to work, so, you know, also good to have energy for that. Let's look at the globe. Of our marvelous planet, say the name. They're a lot of fun, honestly. People, say the name. Say the name. Say the name of this marvelous planet. What is it called? They refuse to refer to it as Mobius or Earth. You don't want to open that can of worms. They almost did with the crossover with some mobile app, but they walked that back rather quickly. They don't want to. Just call him Mobius, honestly. I feel like most of the Sonic fandom would prefer it not be Earth. I feel like a lot of the Sonic fandom would be like okay with such things. I feel like a lot of the Sonic fandom would like more if it was original circumstances like that. And honestly, they treat the world like it is on Earth. They have all these like ancient gods, weird energy crystals. They have all this bizarre physics. They have the Mobians, which they don't even call them that. They don't even say what the colorful critters in Sonic are called. Like most of the fan base calls them Mobians, but they don't want to refer to them as Mobians. We're booking the Gels alphabetical, but this one. I'm guessing that Rouge adjusted to that. Oh, another book? What's this bright red book? Oh, this one reeks to the evil science. Dr. Eggman's autobiography and recipe book. What kind of recipes I wonder he makes? What kind of recipes? I feel like he can make a mean souffle. Not souffle, that's not how you say that. I feel like he can make a mean steak, probably. I feel like he'd make a killer steak. You know, I when I make steak, I like to chop it up into little cubes and like put it in like a teriyaki. Like I put some teriyaki sauce in the pan, add a little bit of lemon pepper to that because I like me some lemon pepper, some seasoned salt. Then you add some water, you know, get it a little runny so you can spread it around the pan easier. Then you add the steak, and once it starts browning, you know, not when it's finished browning, but once it started browning, that's when you add like some butter. You know, just throw some butter in there. And isn't it your job to clean up this mess? Don't you work here? Isn't keeping the train tidy your job? I feel like you should be more interested in doing that. Anyways. Who we're gonna interrogate first? Espios is more in my immediate line of sight. So So I'm gonna interrogate him first. Fancy a poem. Gotta get a poem about space. That was a terrible poem. You lost your lotion, eh? I had a joke, but I forgot it immediately. Anyway. What was I talking about earlier? I was on some topic. I don't remember what it was. That was wasted. Is it wasted? I feel like your talent's wasted on you. I don't think we have enough evidence yet. Why don't we look around a little more first? Never mind. Maybe I have to interrogate Vecti first. Yeah. Isn't Vector's like a VA in like some of the Sonic games, like a real racist guy? Isn't he like incredibly bigoted? Like I know I heard something about that somewhere. I know I heard somewhere that the voice actor for Vector isn't the most kind of people. Like they're not a guy you want to be hanging around. Did I click table? Would you have two rings? Would you have two rings which would dictate the fact that that isn't a lap, but it's weird that it happened twice? Is that the situation I'm meant to believe here? Am I to believe that such comedy is at play? Seems like I'm kind of out of things to click on. Are you separate? No. Dad, I suppose he walked to the library car for going to the saloon car. Out of the library car, he locked the door on his way out. There's got to be a reason he's doing this. Should we make a note of it? Yeah, I believe we should. Espio first, because he's purple and I like purple. No, it's both of them. But I want to be a proper detective to that example. That's fair. Like when you have a limited pool of suspects and they're all equally viable for committing the crime, and one of them is an alligator, you have to consider all your options. I got bored. Seems like with the information we gathered from Knuckles. And that brings our attention to you, Espio. Rogue entered the library car, found something left. You said you immediately started reading, but what were you actually reading the entire time, or you were in the library car? So he does enjoy a good book. I can relate to Espio on that. I've been rereading the Ranger's Apprentice series as of recently. Really good fantasy books. If you haven't checked them out, you should. What kind of things do you think I read? If you won't talk, I have a hunch on what that book might be. What do you think I might have been reading? This one. It's the only book in my inventory. I don't have much of a choice. It's actually what I'm about to support this. The fact that the book was clearly disturbed and very close to you. Oh, you're getting larger. Uh-oh. Oh, is that like a little ninja stars? Because Espio being a little ninja. Oh, we lagged. We did hit lag. That was interesting. That's probably like the easiest one we've done since the first one. Funny enough. The books are scattered around the floor, but the remaining books on the shelf are in alphabetical order. All except the manual, meaning someone at the very least picked up the manual and put it back in the incorrect place. This lack of potential details normally like you, Espio. No Vector, no email, but I can handle myself. Apologies, Espio. A butcher and a poet. Friendship can form anywhere. So Espio has train fascinations. That's good to know. I can appreciate that fact. Can you ask Espio? No. I don't want to ask Espio. I'm gonna go for the big one. Yeah, companies are like that. The robotic arms can detect weapons or explosives being brought into the train, ensuring passenger safety. Hit him with another one. Okay, which page do I choose? 15. Last one. Alright. I'm gonna go forward to was implemented to support the conductor. I'm imagining it's always the same questions because you can only select once. Like, I know game dev pull that trick a lot where it makes it look like you have options, but because you can't repeat these dialogue paths and it always ends the same way. Did I pass the little test? Yeah, I don't really care about going further. Vector was unable to see me reading after all. My alibi is hard to substantiate despite being the truth. We definitely went through the manual, so I suppose we can't Espio. Is that true? Vector was the only one to see reading. Frankly, I don't believe that can be true. We had evidence to back it up. Why do you make me carry all this around? There, we can prove Shadow was in here. Yeah, we know Shadow was in the car. Oh, fuck. Okay, this is getting a little bit unfair. I wonder if that's randomized or if those always come in the same order. And I guess it wasn't unfair. I actually did clear that pretty easily. Cracks are natural gamers. Espios said he saw Shadow around the library, but he mentioned nothing about Shadow's return. He mentions that Vector came back. When Shadow left Knuckles and Vector in the saloon car, Espios was fully seated, reading his book for a good while after ending this point. We know Shadow had to walk back to the library car where he left the saloon car. There's absolutely no way Shadow and Espio didn't notice one another on Shadow's return trip. Will be immersed in the book. You're telling me the sounds of the door opening and locking when it caused you to look up? So if you didn't see Shadow return to the saloon car to lock all the doors, then at that moment, what were you really in the library car at all? You gotta believe me. The cool demeanor is vanishing. I was so involved in my book, I didn't notice Shadow passed the library car. When Brett returned, he had a tapping on the throat to get my attention. If you weren't there for Shadow to see you reading, how did you leave the library car? Does that feel sound something, but I don't see it. Was Espio simply sitting and reading, or did he somehow vanish and did not notice Shadow reading the car? What should I do? I'm gonna join Tails. No, I can't drop Tails was on something. I'll let him continue this line of questioning and we're taken care of. If you fail, the lawsuit should be torturous. Don't allow such an old people's soul to get sued. Tails. Oh, I don't have a choice then. Space Bevan shows Shadow and Espio couldn't have seen one another. Why did they hear Tails out? I want to see if we had more dialogue on that line of questioning. I mean, it is kind of cool that, like, we aren't just like the detective is always right. I like that we do get an opportunity to challenge them, but also, like, I wonder just how many choices in this game don't actually affect anything. It's always one of my least favorite things about games of the style, when you get choices, but they don't actually change anything about the outcomes. I feel like it kind of takes away from the entire point of playing a game like this. Like, why have choices if your choices don't make impact on how events progress? So if we were just going to wind up in the same place anyways, like, what's really the point? I wonder if there are even multiple endings to this game. I have to look that up probably after beating it. And I'm going to end this episode after we get through this. I've liked enjoying. I feel like I like recording. I feel like we have more control. Here. See, Shadow and Espio couldn't have seen one another from the spot because the bookcase is in the way. There's no way Shadow could have seen Espio or vice versa. It makes a lot of sense why they never meant to Shadow's turn. And that's valid. Sometimes like it's kind of hard to explain yourself even when you're being honest, just because the person talking to you seems adamant to not believe in you, or because you're not really sure how to articulate the truth of the matter. Too many locked doors to worry about. I'm glad everything's straightened about in the end. Sadly, our work isn't done. I have plenty of questions for Rouge and Shadow. And that's our cue to leave, and that's my cue to end this episode. I've been enjoying this game a lot, honestly. I feel like my enjoyment is only spiked during this recording. I feel like it's picking up a lot of that charm. And while I did disagree with the characterization of Knuckles, I do like the characterizations of everyone else so far. I mean, I can't speak to Vector and Espio because I've never been a huge fan of the Chaotix. Like, I can say that. I've never been a massive Chaotix guy. Their save files. It probably means more endings. But overall, I think this is a pretty cute game. I think it's enjoyable. I'm definitely going to be coming back to it. I'm mostly recording this because I didn't have a video going up tomorrow in the 3 o'clock slot. You know, I like to have 2 videos coming up. So I just recorded this to fill the gap, and I feel like I'm going to keep using the series that way, honestly, because, you know, like I said, I do love it. But at the same time, it's nice to have something I can come back to when I need to fill time. And I feel like not just playing this game all at once is going to improve my enjoyment. Like I usually find if you just sit down and marathon a visual novel game, it kind of loses the intrigue it had. So we're just going to end this here. We're going to come back to it when we come back to it. And I hope everyone watching this has a lovely day. Goodbye.